All right, so the A's lost to the Orioles in Game 3 of the series by a final score of 1-0, in which was the lowest attended game since the year 1980. And I'm going to make a separate video talking about attendance. I feel like it's such a big issue right now. It's getting national attention, but let's get into the game. The A's lost 1-0. Their offense in this game really couldn't bring runners on base in. The A's had a solid inning going in the 8th inning. They had runners on the corners, nobody out. Sheldon Noisy had a really good single that brought Tony Kemp from first to third. He was, making a stealing attempt as well. And then, next batters just couldn't deliver. And the A's dropped this one to the Orioles. Yeah, it sucks to get shut out like that. But I will say the A's pitching was pretty good in this game. I mean, only allowing one run is not bad at all. Dalton Jeffries was on the mound for the A's. And also there was no earned runs for the A's as well. They lose 1-0. They dropped to 7-6. Not bad, but would have been nice to win this and get our third win in a row, but that's just not what happened. There was sort of a controversial call in this game that I think was definitely a bad call. Billy McKinney was, rounding third base on a really nice hit, and he was called out at the plate, even though he looked out initially. But if you looked at it in instant replay, he really got his hand in there at home plate. So I think that was a bad call. That could have changed the game. There were some bad calls in this game, I must say. The only Orioles run in this game was on an error in the top of the 5th. McKenna scored, and Dalton Jeffries was pitching in the 5th inning. Elvis Andrus made the error. Kind of sucks because I feel like that's how a lot of the A's runs they've allowed have come this year. Have been on errors. So that kind of, it's unfortunate because who knows what would have happened if that didn't happen, that error, because, definitely a close game like this, I feel like the A's, they needed to play good. They did play good in, like I said, in most of the defense and the pitching, but just not on that play. Stephen Vogt suffered a knee sprain, which is unfortunate. He's obviously a veteran getting up there in age. So you don't want to see guys like that get hurt. But, so that's just something to note. Jorge Lopez was the pitcher that ended that A's scoring threat in the bottom of the 8th inning where they had runners on the corners. So the A's just, weren't able to, get that run in. And then finally in the bottom of the 9th inning, Mickey McDonald was hitting, and I think it was his debut, and he struck out, and the A's lost 1-0. So we're going to play the Orioles one more time. This game was weird because I think the low attendance was due to the fact that, low attendance as usual, but I think also because they moved the game 3 hours back to beat the rain. So, it was a strange game, the timing and everything. They're going to play the Orioles one more time in this series, and then we're going to move on to playing the Rangers. But, yeah, it was a tough loss. I think this is a game that you don't want to stick with you. I mean, you want to just move on from this. A 1-0 loss. It's a shutout. It's a game where you definitely had the capability to win, but it was very much within reach. As of right now, the A's moved to 3rd place in the AL West, which isn't really saying much. I mean, they're one game behind the Angels, who were first, so it's nothing bad. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. Orioles moved to 4-8. They've obviously been struggling too, first 2 games of the series, but tonight they were able to, pick up that win. I mean, it was really not a great win for them. The A's out-hit them, but that one error really screwed things up, and the inability for Oakland to bring runners around when there's runners in scoring position, hence that 8th inning. So, it was just very unfortunate. I really think that Billy McKinney call was bad as well. So a lot of things that didn't go our way tonight. But yeah, we got to move on to the next one. This was game 13. The A's lose 1-0 to Baltimore Orioles. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later. And yeah, go A's.